Clothing for Buddy Pough provided by Bill Owings Clothing. Bill Owings Clothing is a proud sponsor of the Buddy Pough Show.
Time of possession in the first half overwhelmingly toward Bethune-Cookman, coach, was something you felt you needed to change in the second half, and we did do that.
We did control the ball some. It was, though, partially due to the fact that, they got to be more conservative after they got 2 scores up, but now they kicked off to us, and Elmore has a pretty good kickoff return, and we start off with a pass to Massey. Massey really can do a lot of things for us. He catches the ball well, he runs the ball well. He's getting to be a real player. And then, we come back here and give it to him again. You see Antoine Carr blocking on the edge, Johnny Culver blocking on the edge there also. It looked like we got something going, but we end up giving it back to him. You can see this film is kind of choppy because, we don't maintain a whole bunch. And Donovan Richards gets him here. I wanted to punch that ball out there. He couldn't quite get a chance to. This guy is so elusive that when you get your hands on him, you almost better go ahead and get him. And then they run a little sprint out pass here. They hit a good shot here right into the face of one of our zone blitzes, and they get the football down the field here pretty good on us, and then we get another play here that I'm not quite sure about. I thought this guy was out of my Samaj Moody was all over this guy. The ball was was right there, and his hands would look like it touched it, and they avoid him here. We end up getting him down here. Lataris Douglas does get him on the ground here, and you see Joe Council right there kind of helping him out a little bit, and then we run another blitz here, and this guy here, this is what kills you. He gets away from this thing, and he drops it over the Weems, and, they're down to about the 2-yard line, and the next thing you know, that they're back into the end zone.
They punch it in. Bulldogs go down 14-0, 7-10 to go in the third quarter. Still plenty of time left to go get it. So you're only 2 scores down.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, even at this point, I don't feel like, we can't get ourselves back in the game. And then you see Massey again. And
that was a 10-yard run, folks. Yes. I think it was 2nd and 10. He got 10 yards on that carry for a first down, but just the kind of effort you got of this kid out of Sherrall, South Carolina.
Yeah, Massey is a beast, and, he really has played well for. Didn't practice much last week. This is Malcolm to Tyler McDonald. We got to get, our young receivers involved. And then, what's happening here is our center is working hard to reach a play-side technique, and his hand comes back and knocks the ball out of Malcolm's hand. It's totally unexpected because he's not quite, aware of the fact that this might happen, and he's going the wrong direction. But, you see Donovan here making another play. He knocks the ball out of their hand, and, we end up getting the football back, and Malcolm comes here and he hits
Norwood with another catch.
Yeah, for another catch. And we end up moving the ball here again, but as you can see, we end up having to scramble around here. This is what's really scared most of the day. This is Christie. He has Christie out in the flat, a little comeback route. But here we go again. We're back on defense again. And this is Pat Washington. Pat gets in there and makes a nice play on their back.
And the defense, Coach, #1 in the country in scoring defense. We gave up 14.8 points a game. That's what we did coming in. They scored 14.
Yeah, that's about what we do. About 14 points a game is what we give up. And there's Irby there. They get a little bit of a chance there to make a play, and we make a play for once.
David Irby on Saturday had 12 tackles, 11 unassisted tackles, and a sack. Bulldogs go back on offense, and there's Chris Massey with some of his 123 yards. And I thought that was a horse collar tackle.
I thought it was too. That was a little stretch play that we ran on a 3rd and short, and we throw it out here to Devin Ware in the flat, and we get it going again. See, we actually in field goal territory here now for
Blake.
Yeah, if we were a little bit close, I mean, score-wise, we would probably be. But now here we go with a little naked here. We get a little filtration. They end up beating us up here, and Malcolm's trying to elude, and the next thing we know, we throw another pick.
You turn it back over, and, of course, Donovan Richards comes up with yet another play. And the defense, plays hard, and it will eventually get the ball back for the offense once again.
Oh, I guarantee you. You see our guys running around here making plays, and this is Yari King out on the edge there. Now, they do get a first down there.
That was a big 3rd down play. Again, South Carolina State's defense coming back, forcing the quarterback Johnson out of the pocket. He has to throw it down the field. That's an incomplete pass, which means South Carolina State will get the ball back.
Yeah, and here we go now. We decided to give Wilder a chance. The one thing that we knew that they wouldn't be much prepared for because we hadn't played much was a running style quarterback. And, the one thing about Wilder is that, you don't get much of a throw game there. We got to kind of mostly run it. And you know, the amount of time we got, you know, it's a little bit scary to be running this much time off the clock. But
Chris Massey gets it down the field, coach. The next thing you know, you're down in scoring position. Wiley drops the football there, but picks it up and picks up 9 yards.
Oh, I guarantee you. Yeah, he gets another nice little run there. And, you know, we end up getting it close here. I think he gives it to Massey here. Massey breaks it into about the 4 or 5 yard line, and we want to go goal line offense here, and Wiley doesn't take the snap from underneath very well, so we end up trying to, you know, put Malcolm back in the game so that we can get a goal line, so we can get a snap underneath, and, you know, we get a lost yardage play, and then we, you know, as luck would have it, you know, end up scrambling with Wiley. Wiley, you know, gets the ball knocked out of his hand, and it goes into the end zone.
And that was pretty much the way it ended on Saturday. South Carolina State's last opportunity out of the end of the end zone. We get the interception here, but it would not be enough for South Carolina State to rally. Bulldogs go down to defeat 14-0. First time South Carolina State has been shut out of the MEAC since 1990 when Delaware State did it back in the old Joe Przicki days. But when you look at the tail of the tape, coach, they had 339 yards of total offense. We had 304. We outrushed them. They outpassed us by about 60 yards. Other than that, you go down. Unfortunately, none of this counts, folks. It all matters is what's on the scoreboard.
Exactly. You know, they've said all the time that stats are for losers, and, you know, you're looking for a way to say, you know, that, you know, we weren't that bad. You know, we didn't play good yesterday, and, you know, I can't sugarcoat that. And, you know, our staff, you know, our team, you know, we've got to all pull together right now and go back and really get this thing straightened out.
The State Farm drive of the game, and it's tough to find one where we have to go to the fourth quarter drive in which South Carolina State was able to move the football down the field on that last possession we just talked about a moment ago. Chris Massey, another outstanding effort. Pretty good effort as well for the offensive line. Maybe not as consistent, but again, those guys did open some holes, and there were some opportunities that we just didn't take advantage of.
Yeah, we did have an opportunity or two there. And, you know, the only bad play this whole series, actually, as we get going here, was after that close. You know, on the goal line play, they broke through and threw us for a loss. But, you know, we end up trying to run around here to try to make a play. And, you know, it looks like he might even get in here, but then they do knock the ball away from him. It goes through the corner of the end zone for a touchback.
The State Farm drive of the game. Good time out here on the Buddy Pough Show. We'll tell you what is up next for your South Carolina State Bulldogs when we come back on this edition of the Buddy Pough Show.
Orangeburg area Bulldog fans, join us at the Breaks Sports Bar and Grill for the Coach Buddy Pough radio show every Thursday evening from 6 to 7. The show will be broadcast live on Old School 102.9 FM. You're invited to phone in or email your questions for Coach Pough. For the next big Bulldog game, stock up on the most delicious tailgating packages around at Fats Cafe, where regulars get treated special and everyone's a regular.
The Fats Cafe Fats Facts as we look around the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference this past weekend. Florida A&M over Savannah State, big 31-0. Delaware State over North Carolina A&T. It was Georgia State getting past North Carolina Central 20-7, and Hampton, that's an important game, squeaking by Norfolk State 7-6 up in the Tidewater area. Of course, up next for South Carolina State, Hampton. And Coach, we have faced adversity before during your time at South Carolina State when we've had a loss. Each time we've been in this situation, we have given ourselves an opportunity to win the MEAC.
And that's what we are trying to do this time. We are going to get back in this office this morning, and as a staff, we're going to get to work on Hampton. And, you know, we're going to first try to clean up some of the mistakes and figure out some things. But, you know, if we go in and play good against Hampton, you know, really get ourselves going again, you know, get 9 wins is what we're looking at trying to do. First, trying to get 1 more. Then, you know, we got a shot.
Mentally, how do you do that begin with, Coach? Because I'm sure it goes.
Well, you got to be strong. You know, these are the kinds of situations that you are going to be involved in if you are participating in athletics. You know, these kids are doing the best they can in certain situations, and we are as a staff, too. We are going to get better.
All right, with that, Coach, we'll put the wraps on this past weekend. South Carolina State's lost to Bethune-Cookman. Up next for South Carolina State, back down on Orangeburg once again. The Hampton Pirates come to time. It is a 1:30 kickoff at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium. You can hear it on the Bulldog Football Network starting at 12:45. With that, we hope to see you in Orangeburg on Saturday for the South Carolina State Bulldogs and the Hampton Pirates, and next week right here on the Buddy Pough Show.